oil is getting a bit low. Mate, it's all fucking low. It's all fucking low. It's all fucking low.
Stand by. No, I'm only listening to 6 because I think the first game's out of 6. Yeah, I saw you on the list, mate. I haven't spoken to you for years. Yeah. I'll wander in there. Let me enable. So you'll chase me on party line 6 if you like. But actually no. Let's do this. that's all right. Just checking the crossover set. It's all done. No, you. Hang on. Just have a look. Oh, I haven't put the battery in. Haven't put the battery in. Add new battery. Yeah, Sammo. You'll have it. You'll have it when it fires up. You should have it. You should have it about now. Yep. All right. Did we do it? Did we do it at half time? Yeah, that's right. But then we go to the crossover set. So do these guys would throw to the crossover set. So as far as I know. No, I'm not sure. So these guys. Oh, is that for?
That's for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, sorry. So do these guys on the lapels? Do they throw directly to the crossover show, or is there a break? No, that's all right. I'm assuming that's how it works, but I don't know. Oh no, so there's a break. So like a commercial break in between. Yeah, and then I yeah, and then once when we're happy in there, I can come back and these guys probably unmic themselves usually. Yeah, sure. Yeah, no worries. Howdy. Thank you, mate. Thank you, brother.
We hear what you're doing now. All you guys clappers. This is beautiful because we know the clappers work really well. And especially when the opposition are taking a free throw, I just want to hear those clappers going absolutely wrong. Yeah, if you're going to break this and shooting a free throw, we want to be making as much noise as possible. We don't want to be making easy baskets. Yeah, I also want to thank the players I sat next to just before with the previous game. He turned me out to half of his shits, and they were phenomenal guys. In saying that, do yourself a favour, and if you can, before the action starts, before tip-off, go and get some hot chippies. They are phenomenal to watch the basketball. And if they're sold out hot chippies, make sure you go and get yourself an Indigenous jersey as well. I know they are selling out very fast, and as you get it, you can't read full design of the jersey. Yeah, we're super excited, of course. We've got the Spirit Splash again, 3/4 time. Somebody potentially went to some cash and spend with the Spirit of Tasmania. Bumps on Pete Pico is back as well. $50 thanks to my state, mate. All you need to do to win that guy is be hanging your bottom on the seat, sitting down, the easiest way to win. But let's turn our attention to the string, which we'll see on both ends of the court. We're just going to do the housekeeping. You know, the fun stuff. So this stuff we love. The fun stuff. Of course, make sure that you keep safe your COVID behaviours. This is a COVID safe venue. Make sure you obey all the rules. Yeah. Hot chippies. Brother, even on the UK. It's a distance venue as well. To practice physical distancing. We can 1.5 metres, guys. It's fine.
Stay together, but stay apart.
Guys, as I said, Bums on Seats Bingo very soon, and this is a remain seated venue where you can keep your bosom on the seat, and also you can win a prize just for doing that.
Yeah, it's also a sick venue.
Oh, it's fully sick, Jim.
Fully sick, fully sick.
Well, it should be a hot sick venue.
Head home if you are feeling sick. If you have any symptoms, just go on. Yeah.
Hey, Jim, there's no way we'll be here without our good friends at the Federal Group and Country Club, the JackJumpers. We'd like to thank the Country Club Tasmania for giving the JackJumpers the green light and an inaugural season. Country Club.
Yeah, look, there's a few games that we want to mention. There is another game here very soon. There's also one back at Mobile Corner.
Absolutely. 13th of March is the next home game. That's a last day night for the Redman. That's against the Aurora Hawks. And also back here in Longing, of course, at the Silverdome Saturday the 19th of March, also against the Hawks.
Yeah, I know you're going to have a lot of fun tonight, and so I know a lot of people are going to want to buy tickets to the next game here at Silverdome. So make sure you jump on them very quickly. Jump on your set. It is sold out tonight.
All right, guys, pay attention now. Turn your attention to the big screen. Let's have a look at our match day playlist as created. Get this, Jim, by our players.
Chilly. That's what you want too. Nice temperature, freshness. Have a look at this.
Uli, hit me, man. You got to do me right this time.
Pause. Pause.
So bad.
Come on, stand.
You just stand in the middle, head to toe. Show my bell bottoms. You back up is even easier. Oh, crap. Yeah, Uli. Don't be. I know you got one.
I can't be hard too, man.
No, you'll be fine. It's freezing in here. It's cold. I don't know what you were talking about
It is.
downstairs saying it was 400 degrees.
I'm set.
It's minus.
I am set. Take a look.
We have that stacks.
Alright. Oh, let me get changed. Alright. How you going?
Very well. How are you?
Good. Dino.
Boring. Nice to meet you.
Yes. Don't have to. Yes, I did. Yeah, 10, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keyword. What's the keyword? Texter. Purple. Tyrannosaurus Rex. Sounds like a children's book. I feel like I'm reading a story to my daughters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, hey, hey. 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like that one time, Rackers, was when I was in the comm seat and the return from the hub came and you had a clone panel. Do you remember that? And and I made a change to the director, and then tone just went everywhere, and everybody freaked out. Hey? Yeah, we're on air. We're in a break. We're in like a 45-second break, and all the talent just went, ah! And then Jay Dobbin came around. Everybody run in, and it was Maddie was doing. Yeah. No worries.
Yeah, I ran into him this morning. How'd you go the other day?
Walked in there, met two people. He's like, all right, breaking cricket news for the World Cup. just write a couple scripts for me. I was like, oh, people.
No, he did say that he's like, oh, I feel bad I didn't get to give him the time because it was the day of the floods or something like that. He's like, I didn't get to spend the time with him. I wanted to, but the feedback's been really good. So what happens next? Oh, so they're doing pumping out the tunes. Yeah. Take it both as far as you can before you go make a decision. That's why I thought that was. I don't know about the news, but you're a long way ahead of where you should be.
This is year 5.
Feels like you've been around forever.
I feel like you've been like 8, bro.
This is year 5, yo. This is season 5. And like, leave no stone unturned. Start there, all right, cool. Right now, technically, it ain't even about the money.
No.
That's just about the experience, and all of it adds up.
Especially at a joint like that.
Facts.
So, just as an example, today, the game I did today, Alex Bryant, who reads the news on Brekkie, doesn't know a great deal about footy. She did boundary today.
All right.
And that's what James said to me. He's like, you know, for Pete, like, the possibilities could be endless. Like, once you're in the building and they know that you're around or whatever, you don't know what, like, that could be you doing boundary.
Afternoon.
Mate, you'd fucking dominate boundary.
I'm in the building. Tasmania for the win by 20.
Plus, the other day, I did Thursday night. Had a beer with Gilesy after it, and I just made sure I mentioned this, and he's like,
Say hi.
I like Pete. Yeah.
Turn it up, Gilesy. Don't reply to an email, mate.
Didn't reply to many emails. Sorry, was someone trying to talk to me then? Hello, Brian. How are you? I'm going to crank these suckers up as loud as they go. Do you know what song I've got stuck in my head?
I do.
Because you two were in the black shirts. I can't get out of my head. Here come the men. I bet you all have it in your head now. 6th.
The Foo Fighters looked pretty good last night.
Yeah, it did look pretty cool. See, if you're working at Triple M, you could have got tickets to that.
Mate.
Hey?
Same with Kiss.
Yeah, but Triple M put the event on.
Did they?
Yeah.
Could I meet him?
I don't think they can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Well, they're choosing not to hear me.
No, we got you now, Stewie.
Here they
We
are.
don't, there are certain people in life we ignore.
No
Anthony
worries.
Stewart, you are not one of them.
How are we looking, Stewie?
Well, the last time we won an NBL championship, or the only time, was actually out of Launceston, Casino City.
Yes.
Do we remember that?
I've got that here as a stat. The last time that,
1981.
1983 was the last time that a game was played in Launceston with the state team. a
The
seat.
only championship ever to Tasmania.
You make sure you bring that up, Stewie.
Off the back of, I will. Off the back of Ian Davies, who was a really good friend of mine. He averaged 29 points a game at the Moscow Olympics.
Wow,
He's an Ulverston boy.
That's a decent clip. How good was... Did you see that video, Halls, of Warney at the All-Star game?
I mean, you wouldn't live here.
No, we could be going to air, so I won't say much more, but I know what you're saying. This is Corey's home, the Silverdome. No. This is your home away from home last year.
Again, we could be going to air. I'm not bringing up what I want to bring up. I'm not bringing up. What from down there?
I'll never
forget it.
Oh, the interview. Oh, shit. Nah. You talk about touching, and like there was so much of that going on.
Okay.
An all-time great moment.
It's actually not a bad stadium, though. They played a bit of netball there. It's not bad.
Yeah, but here come the man.
Told you that I get stuck in your head. It's my fault.
Yes, it is, yes.
Oh my God. That's not good. Look at that full-time score.
Oh, yeah.
Dear.
Step back three. Oh, heartbreaker.
Warm that plane up. We are out of here.
How are we going there? There we go. The Tasmania JackJumpers hit the road for the first time this season. They go to Launceston, their first game away from MyState Bank Arena. And they've been in some decent touch until their last 3 games has brought them back to earth a little bit. But today, a great opportunity in front of a brand new crowd to show their skills as the NBL celebrates Indigenous land. This afternoon, we are on the Lutruwita land as we get set for Tasmania taking on New Zealand. Jack Heverin joined in commentary by Corey Homicide Williams and Pete Hooley. Interesting game, this one. The JackJumpers were on a little bit of a hot streak, but they've come back to the field a little bit.
Well, they have. I mean, a crucial game in terms of winnable for both teams. And yes, every team is missing some key players. Breakers are missing more, but there's the starting 5 for the JackJumpers. You're going to want to read here after.
No, I'll do it after you, so keep going. Yep.
Yeah, so Jack McVeigh, he's been really good. Matt Kenyon passed his fitness test. He's gone straight back into the starting lineup. And a lot of players here are going to get an opportunity to step on the floor.
DoorDash March Madness, 20% off everything. You can use the code word madness. Corey, Jack McVeigh, just on the Tasmania JackJumpers, has started to look very comfortable in his role now. Oh, right. Okay. All right. Yep, okay, well, forget I said that. Corey, let's take a look at the New Zealand starting lineup. They are no doubt depleted. There's a lot of names not playing today. Good to see Usman Jeng back today.
Yeah, it is, and as well as Peyton Siva. The last time the JackJumpers played New Zealand, Peyton Siva didn't play in either of those games, so he could be a difference maker.
Pretty much make that a tip-off.
Is it just me or Mars Bar's underrated?
Yeah.
Are Mars bars underrated? Because they were like one of the main chocolates that people forget about.
No, I don't know about a Mars bar.
Would you take a Milky Way over a Mars bar?
No way.
No. What would you say?
Snickers.
See, I...
JackJumpers fan. It's now time to look back on Monday's match against the first Wildcats. And our boys came out violent with lovely teamwork and passing, setting up Jack McRae under the rim. And Postman scored 10 of the game's first 11 points, with Kirk Modden a field goal to 4.5 minutes into the contest. Turnovers have been created every year as Josh McGee brought him as an extra goal to a long-range streak. Raced out to a 22-12 lead, but unfortunately were overpowered by a very good basketball team. Bryce Wright and Nick Warshaw was on full display. Moore, who was a game-time decision and a double-double of 19 points and 13 rebounds, while Cotton added 20 points and 5 assists. For us, Jack McRae with 16 points and 5 rebounds, and Scott McIntosh and Josh Adams both with 15 points for our key contributors. The Wildcats set their 3-game losing streak with an 11-point win, 85-78. Here at tonight's matchup against the New Zealand Breakers, we gave no symptoms. This focus on the NBL lineup with a 7-win 9-loss record for the season. Let's hope we make history and win our first division match here in Launceston.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Trade.
Here we go, the JackJumpers taking on the New Zealand Breakers. Before I jump into the stats of this game, I was watching a nature documentary last night, and apparently the JackJumper ant itself is the most venomous animal in Australia, which is news to me. I encourage you to Google it yourself. Just thought that was a little interesting tidbit before we get away with this one. But the JackJumpers, I think they win this one pretty easily. The Breakers just struggling on all fronts at the moment. Their defence is horrid. Their offence is struggling. Just a tough season, but they've got all the excuses in the book, so I'm not going to blame them for that. But the JackJumpers, I think they'll get back into action here and be able to get a win. And the total points, well, you know that I love playing the under, and that's exactly where I'm going to play again this weekend. It's hitting at a good percentage, so we'll keep going. Enjoy and gamble responsibly.
For the first time since 1996, basketball is back in Tasmania. Jets through it upstairs for Josh Adams. He went to the next level. McVeigh to finish it. Game over.
Joe G says no. This is my house now. Cotton. Foul. You just can't keep a good man down.
Here's Illawarra through Harvey. Find themselves in front.
What a shot from Tyler Harvey.
They've got to get something up. Bessol.
Oh, yes. My goodness.
A name for the future.
Beautiful to watch. William McDowell White.
Porty following up. Ariel Hook Porty.
The basketball gods are messing with us. A double overtime game.
My goodness.
Franks.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness. This is next level.
Chris Goldie has just hit the switch.
Maybe a Mumford time. Oh, gee. Everyone in the venue smiling. Say gee.
The biggest comeback win of the NBL22 season so far. 19 points down.
Luke Travers, right down Main Street.
Oh my! Dellavedova fires away. Wow. It is raining threes from Matthew Dellavedova.
Delhi is on fire.
Phoenix force a turnover at halfway.
Oh, yes, sir.
Hellacious dunk by Mitch Creek. Spectacular. Jalen Adams has had a tough day. Gets to the basket. Oh, my goodness, Jalen Adams. What a play.
Darting on the ball. Was that? Oh, my goodness. That's out of this world. Depender. Oh, the turnover. Oh, look at the statement. Two left. Oh, crazy good.
My goodness, Corey.
22 threes made. Soto left open. Wow. It's the Jewel. He's been shooting that three ball so well this season.
JLA makes him pay.
He's got a 30-piece for the night.
The Kings could win it with this possession. Adams is here, the man. Step back three. Oh, heartbreaker.
Warm that plane up. We are out of here.
We are just past the halfway mark in the Hungry Jacks NBL season, and the best thing is we're only getting started. The Jack Jumpers hit the road for the first time today and take basketball to Launceston. Look to get back on the winners list as well after winning 4 games in a row. They've been in a little bit of a slump, losing 3 of their last 4. Perhaps the Silverdome might be the venue for them to get things going. And it is NBL Indigenous round. Wonderful to have your company. It's going to be staged across the next 2 weeks. This afternoon, we are on Lutruwita land as the Jack Jumpers play host to the New Zealand Breakers. Jack Heverin joined in commentary by Corey Homicide Williams and Pete Hooley. Lovely to see both of you.
Good to be here, Jack. Yeah, big game in terms of both teams are missing some key pieces. The Breakers, they've been decimated by injuries, but a winnable game from both teams. I'm looking forward to seeing how they go out there and go after it.
Corey, let's take a look first and foremost at the Jack Jumpers and their starting lineup for this game today, because, in fact, we'll get there in just a moment. Let's talk about the Jack Jumpers full stop. How are they going? They won 4 in a row, then they've lost 3 of their last 4. Are they still ahead of schedule for where they should be?
They definitely are still ahead of schedule, and let's face it, their biggest piece in the paint defensively is out for several weeks, and he's going to be out for a couple more weeks. So they're doing it tough right now. They're hanging in there. You know, I'm excited to see this game right here. They haven't lost yet to New Zealand Breakers. They're 2-0 against them, but Peyton Siva of New Zealand, this is his first time playing against the Jack Jumpers. So I look forward to seeing how this game is going to go.
Here are the DoorDash starting lineups. There's Tasmania. Of course, you can use the code word everything for use the code word madness, I should say, for 20% off everything. And for the New Zealand Breakers, they are undermanned at the moment. No question about that. Rob Lowe starting today. Usman Jeng back in the starting lineup too.
Yeah, well, those two come back in. Will McDowell-White, he's still out. But the biggest one that we've highlighted already last game, no Yanni Wetzel, still out with back spasms. Just the one player, besides Tom Abercrombie, they really couldn't afford to be missing. He was playing outstanding, and just another chance for someone else to step up. Big game. A big chance for Usman Jeng here to really have a bit of more of a green light and a longer leash.
This is a huge game for both teams. Here's why. Both teams' best players are out.
Yanni Wetzel not out there. Tom Abercrombie as well. Hugo Besson is laid out for today's game, as is Will McDowell-White, who's been missing with concussion.
There's a good start. Trisson Randall picking up on the energy on the defensive end. Matt Kenyon also getting back to the starting lineup. Game time decision, past his fitness test, and Scott Roth throwing him straight out there.
Still to come as soon as we finish up here at the Silverdome. Melbourne take on Brisbane. And a crossover in between that as well. Big Saturday night of hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Is Jeng hard at the basket? He's going to get himself on the free throw line.
That's what I spoke about, the opportunity for this young man here. He's been very inconsistent up and down this season, but with a short bench, your leash is going to be a little longer because Dan Shamir's really been keeping him accountable for every little thing, trying to get him ready to take this leap, playing in the professional ranks, and I know he's still high on those draft boards. So here's a chance when, okay, you can work through a couple of mistakes, try and have yourself a big game.
Guess we'll keep a pretty close eye on him today, Corey. As Hull said, there's no doubt that the 2022 NBA draft is on the horizon for Usman Jeng. What would please scouts most? We know there's a lot of scouts in the country right now watching the league. What would please them most about Jeng?
Defense. Can he play defense? Can he play and do well, guard multiple positions? Can he rebound the ball?
Stripped of it, Majet. Second time around, unsuccessful. Jeng with another rebound. There's Rob Lowe back from national duties with the New Zealand team. Chance for him to get some more minutes. Has certainly been out of this New Zealand rotation this year. It's a travel.
Yeah, happy feet there from Jeng. Josh Majet missing 2 down the other end. Pretty good looks. Last time these two teams played, Josh Majet had a field day. He was getting them up from everywhere, knocking them down. But then once he got a couple of wide open ones to go, started hitting some real tough ones. And the New Zealand Breakers, last time they played against the JackJumpers, only scored 59 points.
Peyton Seaver comes up with that one. 10th in the competition, 3 points made per game. First in the competition for steals. He's starting to look comfortable now. Just low at the elbow. That'll be an offensive foul. Josh Adams made sure that the officials saw that.
Getting a quick little have a look. Dan Shamir's also just having a few words to say. I was hoping Dan Shamir didn't try and beat his record of that early challenge he did the other night. 2.5 minutes in.
He's already having a word to the official, Vaughan Maybury. He's a frustrated coach.
I'm not sure what Dan Shamir's point is right now, whether he's saying that he sold it a little bit. Well, he's gone out. Just going to clean up the blood. And on first glance, it wasn't as though it was his right elbow from Rob Lowe. It was just when he went to see out the corner of his eye, the open player on the wing, did that left elbow come across and clip him right in the lip.
Okay, you see all that, we never have a home game. I'm going to fight you. Make sure you don't get the bullshit. You know, every game we're down 20. We're down 20, they're missing the goal. Okay?
Dan Shamir, a frustrated coach. His third season in charge. The last two have been under the most challenging of circumstances. Here's another look.
I mean, it's right there. Clear as day, the left elbow.
Hard to argue with that.
And Rob Lowe didn't move forward, or he kind of stopped, but it was just the elbow connected him. There is no argument there, absolutely. In the end, it's really good from Josh Adams to take up that space from Rob Lowe, get right underneath the big fella.
Just going to get some couple of our ducks in a row, just get some things sorted out.
There might be a bit of blood on the floor.
Yeah.
It might be all sorted now. Get this game back underway. Good little crowd turnout, but how good do these jerseys look, by the way? Get another look, right, left elbow. That's it's going to be a bit of a stinger. Yep.
Ouch.
But these jerseys,
those are my favorite jerseys.
I think we mentioned this, might be on overtime. These two teams are probably our favourite jerseys, and get to see them match up against each other.
We'll tell you a little bit about both jerseys as the afternoon goes on. Steindl into the game early because of the blood situation with Adams. Tassie made hard work of the first couple of offensive possessions.
Yeah, and that's great defense by the Breakers, denying full pressure on ball. That's what you have to do. You 0-2. Sorry, you lost your last 2 games. You know, you're desperate for a win.
Steindl with their opening points. JackJumpers captain. The third time these two teams have played this season. They played in round 4. Tasmania won that one 84-75, and in round 9 it was 83-59. There's low for an easy 2. And in that game, the 59 scored by the Breakers was the lowest score under Dan Shamir as coach.
Offensively, just couldn't get it done. Good pass by Dieng. Last 3 possessions, they've given him the ball. Working off him.
There's Clint Steindl. If you have to lock and trail because of his shooting ability, if you're a step slow, he'll turn the corner. Gets all the way downhill, draws the foul on Randall. So right here, Randall got caught behind him. And Steindl didn't settle. Saw the opening and attacked straight downhill.
Scott Roth, coach of the JackJumpers. You mentioned the New Zealand Breakers Indigenous jersey, once again designed in collaboration with the cultural ambassador Anthony Wilson from the Awataha Māori. Anthony tells the story of Maui, a common ancestor throughout the Pacific and Aotearoa region, represented through the fishhook, which is a well-known story amongst the Māori community. So 4 apiece, early stages. bit of a scrappy start from both teams. Seaver guarded by Kenyon, back into the team today. Just low at the elbow. They've found Seaver, the open man, gave up the three. Randall stepping back. They've had a couple of opportunities to fire. They forced a tough one instead, New Zealand.
Well, Payne Seaver's got to shoot that first one. Wide open. I'm not sure whether he fumbled it or maybe the ball was a little slippery. Well, let's go with that. There's a turnover there from Justin Gray. Because he was wide open. In the end, I know you're trying to be good for Gray, be a point guard, get everybody involved. He's got to let that thing fly. Shooting 36% from three.
Randall, this time, misses out.
Yeah, remember last season when we played Launceston, and these rims are a bit tighter than some of the others around the league. So you've got to have your eye in, knock them down.
We'll get to our man Anthony Stewart in a few moments on that. Wouldn't matter how tight the rims were, Stewart would be knocking them in. Steindl turns around and scores.
A perfect man just to test them out for us, because when he's got his eye in, doesn't worry how tight the rims are, because there's nothing but net.
Seaver left it behind. And the Jet has got Kenyon in the open floor. That's as simple as it gets for Tasmania.
Looks a little ginger too, Payne Seaver on that turnover. And these guys, they played some big minutes the other night. They only really played 7 players. A few of them looked pretty exhausted against the Hawks at the end.
Time a blocking foul's been called on the Jet.
And as you can see with New Zealand, they're doing a lot of pressure and on those guards. Payne Seaver turns the ball over. Easy play in transition to be made. But they're pressuring Payne Seaver. You come off that screen, they're doubling him, getting the ball out his hand, and Rob Lowe is the guy that has to make the decision. Right there, he gets fouled. He goes to the line for 2. But defensively, I like what Tasmania's doing. Payne Seaver's the guy that can really carve this team up. And they're putting a lot of pressure on him early, getting the ball out of his hands.
Well, right now, they're just making Rob Lowe the decision maker. As soon as that little short roll, and Payne Seaver's doing the right thing by finding him. And Rob Lowe's had a couple of kick-out passes, the offensive foul, and that one dove a little bit further down.
Why do you think Rob Lowe's fallen out of the rotation this year, Pete?
I mean, look at Yanni Wetzel. He's been absolutely fantastic. By far, their best player, most consistent player. So minutes are already going to be a little lower to back him up.
Shout out to Yanni, who's not playing today.
Having a fantastic season.
Is he ever? What a signing that is for New Zealand. And a 3-year deal too. Here's Jeng. Speaking of big futures, this young man has come to play today.
And confidence is building by the minute. You see, they're making it a big point to look for him early in this game.
Jet, nice find for Steindl. He's going to get himself onto the free throw line. Let's get down to Anthony Stewart for the first time this afternoon. Stewie, these rims are a little stiffer at the Silverdome?
Not that I can tell, as far as no different than down at My State Arena, but great to be back up north again, playing basketball at this level. Listen to Scott Roth before the game. He just really honed in. If they win the boards, they'll win games, and that's what they're really focused on. And I agree with you guys, Seaver and Randall. These guys need to be taking 20, 25 shots with this team that they've got around them at the moment and really become bigger threats. They've got to take over these sort of games.
Well, it's that fine line of, yes, they're their main 2 threats. We know Finn Delaney's another one, but you never want to have to do too much where it's just, okay, we're going to live and die by these guys. We're missing some key players. I don't want to get caught up in just tunnel vision when you're out there. Okay, we're going to try and take every shot. And again, we're trying to see those guys like Jeng have an opportunity. And first 5 minutes here has looked really solid. Big Timmins, big fan of his the other night. He was terrific when he checks into the game.
Here's Jeng at the top of the key. Here's 4 of New Zealand's 8 points. This time pulls up, knocks it down.
By the minute. You can tell going into this game, we're going to get you the ball. Be ready, young fella. Make proper decisions. Be confident and deliver.
That's a trouble. Oh, that's going to count.
And let's talk about this man right here. Mikhail McIntosh. It has been very difficult for him this whole season. But he's continued to find ways. And you can see right here, young fella. Sized up the defense. Hand down, man down. Bucket. But back to McIntosh playing bully ball. And one. 3-point play. He has a chance to complete. Last 2 games, 36 points. 65% from the field. He had 15 points versus Perth. 21 points versus Brisbane. Good to see him in form as of late. Because he was struggling.
Well, that's a bit of an understatement.
Struggling.
But again, it's no surprise with injury creates opportunity. Yes, you've got to perform, but it also gives you that longer leash where both coaches like Scott Roth and even we're looking at Jeng now with guys like Basson and Will McDowell-White out. We're a bit short in certain areas.
Oh yeah, he's feeling it. It's going to be one of those days.
We saw that.
Well, that's exactly right. For Jeng, you look, no Basson, no Will McDowell-White, Yanni Wetzel's not there. Those guys take a lot of shots. Well, Basson and Wetzel do. So Dan Shamir's thinking, okay, I need a little bit more from you. So you're going to have a chance to work through mistakes. Whereas to start the season, first half of the season, anytime Jeng messed up on the defensive end, he'd sit down. And that's going to be real damping for his confidence.
The Jet. Nice pass for Bairstow. And one.
I mean, that is how you execute a pick and roll. Kids. Great pass. Great roll to the basket. Beautiful pass. Bairstow with the finish. Delaney. Some of that shoulder.
To test the breakers a little bit. Finn Delaney picks up his second foul in the first quarter. Trying to be their Iron Man. And they're down some key pieces.
He's playing a lot of minutes, Finn Delaney. Bairstow makes the extra. 33 minutes a game. Just through injuries and necessity, he has to be out there for so much of every game. You could forgive him for being absolutely stuffed. There he is. Little 2-man game with Rasmus Bach.
Nice finish. Good pass by Bach.
I actually saw this against the Illawarra Hawks early, really up until 3/4 time. Any ball screen they got and they had the big diving or even though it was a little stagger screen, and Steinel gets a good look at it. And good things happen. They made good decisions out of it. They got the advantage. Right here, just a handoff. Good screen for Finn Delaney. Simple basketball.
Finn Delaney might have caught one in the mouth as well. Josh Adams, we'll get an update on shortly. Tasmania staff just assessing the cut that he received early in the game. That's a charge.
And that's great defense, but it starts with doubling. Peyton Siva getting the ball out of the point guard's hand, and you kill the offense. Great weak side rotation. It skips it over. Finn Delaney aggressively attacks. Bairstow slides over, and that is his 3rd foul in the first quarter. We will see him in the second half.
Should he have come out after 2?
He should have definitely come out after 2.
Definitely, in terms of how thin they are. It's a good take from Bairstow. Galloway comes in, who was fantastic, and Jeng goes to the 4. So their defense, they might be switching a lot of things.
Galloway got a piece of that. Siva. There's Jeng, who puts his head down and draws another foul and has got free throws coming.
I just love the way he's attacking. You can just tell he's so confident knowing that the coach is backing him. He's going to get the ball. We want you to attack. First quarter, 7 points in 7 minutes, 4 rebounds, 2 assists.
One thing I will give a lot of credit to Dan Shamir for, when you know you bring these guys and they're on the draft board, scouts are watching them, and we know they have had plenty of opportunity, but the way he's gone about, especially with Jeng, and the NBA teams are still super high on him, and we're starting to see a little bit why in this game. He's holding him accountable for things that are not acceptable. If you don't give me energy on the defensive end, I'm not going to reward you by letting you try and get your rhythm on the offensive end. And he's done that throughout the whole first half of the season. And it's just setting him up for when he goes to the next level. Okay, I can't just take anything for granted. I've got to go out there and earn my stripes.
He has 9 points, the Frenchman, leading scorer in the game. It's a double dribble. And Jared Weeks, part of the NBL's ultra-successful Next Star program. And Corey, you might have put the Next Star program in the news this week as well.
Oh, man. Listen, here's my take on it.
Make your pitch.
Here's my take on it. We know that this program is proven. We have case studies. One is a Rookie of the Year. One is also currently putting himself in position to get Rookie of the Year. Josh Giddey and LaMelo Ball. Bring your son down here. You know it works. You want to play with your son? You want to get him ready? You know, don't send him to college. Send him to the next stars. LeBron James and Bronny James. King James, send your son down here.
Do you think we could fit LeBron into the NBL?
I think.
Well, LeBron's not going to come. I tell you what, there's a chance, and I'm going to have to go into the archives. 2020, I think it was about November on Trash Talk. I actually dropped that I think Bronny James should be coming down, and I got laughed at by my co-host. I think it's a really good opportunity. Again, he's going to have to take a year off when he's done. So where else to try and learn against pros unless
it's a proven case study. It works, you know, and honestly, you can get away from America right now and focus solely on the game. Come to Australia.
It's very interesting to hear the Commissioner, Jeremy Laliga, talking on Melbourne radio this week. In fact, it might have been Perth radio this week. There's another foul. Free throws for the Breakers to say that he's been inundated already with inquiries about next year's Next Star program or next season's Next Star program. Because, as you say, it works.
Just saw Josh Adams come back to the bench. Bit of a Band-Aid underneath the lip, so he might have had a bit of a tooth go through his lip.
Let's get the latest from Stewie.
Yeah, Josh is right to go. He's like any decent athlete. He's just glued that lip up and he's ready to get back into the action.
That's a fashion statement.
Well, it is. I mean, looking at that, tooth's come right through bottom of the lip. And now, if you're Dan Jameer, you're probably thinking, probably shouldn't have had a crack for 60 seconds of Warren Maybury there.
How long do we give that Band-Aid before it sweats off?
1.5 seconds.
Yep. 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Breakers have scored the last 6 points. Here's Majet. Has Weeks at the top of the key. Got past Randall and into the lane. Nice finish.
That's what you want to do against the zone. Get some ball movement, get it to the middle, penetrate.
It's all about zone offense right now. With Findelaney on 3 fouls, you'd think the Breakers are going to either switch everything or just sit in a zone.
Galloway, nice find. Bark extra pass. The ball's moving for the Breakers. They settle with Jeng, who's got 11 in the opening quarter.
This is when you know scouts are in the building and in the country specifically coming to look at you. This is what you need to do, and so far he's answered the call.
And Weeks to the basket again.
Well, he's not going to get credit for those, but Jeng had a little piece of that as well. He's up and about on both ends. And right now, Jeng is looking really good. 11 points. No, he's going to go again. He's about 30 minutes away from an appearance on Corey's Instagram.
McIntosh, nice spin.
Oh, McIntosh is in a groove right now.
He has 5 points, continuing on his good form. JackJumpers lead it by 3 at the Silverdome in Launceston. Seaver is deep.
That was a 2 for 1, Peyton Seaver.
And the Jet throws that into the crowd.
Get the new look crowd, new fans a chance, so yeah, a little bit of a game ball touch. The Jets got 6 assists in this first quarter.
Just setting the table for his team.
Number 2 in the competition in that stat. So the Jack Jumpers should get one last opportunity. Jeng. It's been all him in this first quarter. That one doesn't go. Time for the Jack Jumpers here. McIntosh is fouled.
That's Randall's second foul as well.
Oh, man.
Trying to pile up.
Oh, dear.
Tasmania putting pressure on New Zealand's defense. Goes to the line for 2. You knew he had the ability to compete and play in the league. McIntosh, right?
Yeah.
It just, between him getting a lot of fouls.
But again, the opportunity, no Will Magnay out for an extended period of time, you're going to have to play. So Scott Roth saying, look, I need more from you. I'm going to give you a little bit more of a chance as well to fight through if you make a couple of mistakes or if you pick up an early foul, be smarter. Don't have the chance to, okay, you pick up a couple of fouls, sit down. I need you to be smarter.
Those 2 games that he had, last 2 games, can just give you so much confidence. He knows he hasn't been playing well. Good to see him turn it around.
Quarter time, Tasmania leading 23-19 in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Quarter time at the Silverdome in Launceston. Tasmania leading 23-19. Usman Jeng, the big story of the opening quarter from a New Zealand point of view, has 11 points on 3 of 5 shooting to go with 4 rebounds and a couple of assists. The French next star has dominated this opening quarter. And the winner of our Kmart gift card for today, Harry Vermy. We experienced the first Jack Jumpers game at the new MyState Bank Arena. It was an amazing atmosphere. And our young son, Edward, was blown away to meet Jack Jumper. I think we've all been a bit blown away by Usman Jeng in this opening quarter.
Yeah, fantastic first quarter for him. I like the fact that they've given him the ball and he's delivered so far with 11 points, 4 rebounds as well, a couple of assists.
Paul's the big issue for New Zealand here is foul trouble. 3 to Delaney, 2 to Lowe and 2 to Randall in the opening quarter is the last thing Dan Shamir would have wanted.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. I know they only played the 7 guys we mentioned the other night against the Illawarra Hawks. So, some heavy minutes with all guys out. They're going to have that opportunity right now. They did a good job against the starters for the Jack Jumpers, but 21 points of the 23 for the Jack Jumpers came from the bench.
Wow.
So everybody else just chipping in.
So we get a bit of sweat off the floor. Let's get courtside to Anthony Stewart.
Yeah, guys, I just listened to Dan in his timeout in the first quarter, and he was just really focused on Seaver and Randall closing out on Weeks, getting to the ring, too many easy layups. And on the offensive end, he said, we've just got to take the ball to the hole, exactly what Seaver just did then, open up the game and knock down shots. He's just a lot about the energy right now.
I mean, he's absolutely right, Stewie. Take the ball to the hole. They're 1 of 9 from the 3. 9 of their 14 field goal attempts are from the land of plenty, and they're not connected.
And the energy one's one you're always going to have that little bit. Not an excuse per se, but they're playing in opponents' venues the entire season where their fans are up and about. There's Galloway. Comes across on the weak side so well. You've got to bring your own energy. That's going to come with the style of play. If you put points on the board, the team's going to start feeling good about themselves. Things are going to open up. What a move from Peyton Seaver.
Sam McDaniel pressing ahead. It's deep from Jeng not to give away a foul. Jack Jumpers can reset. Here's Josh Adams, who's had a little bit of work done on a cut to his lip in the opening quarter. Pulls up for 3. That misses. Here's Seaver. Looks cross-court for Galloway. It's good.
It's a great cross-court pass in transition, and this young man has been balling. He just came off a really good game, 16 and 5. Young fella getting opportunity, taking full advantage of it.
Yeah, got a bright future ahead of him, no doubt about that. I'm feeling the reason Rob Lowe in the game with Galloway. It's a good take there from Adams, and we haven't seen Timmins yet. They're playing small. Bairstow out there really at the 5. So Big Timmins can have an impact, but we saw a little bit when he plays against those more agile guards, trying to move laterally. Peyton Seaver. No good there.
Unable to connect. 0 of 6 so far in this one.
McVeigh pick and pop for 3. He's off target. Tasmania 9 of 21 from the field so far.
Dieng collects his 5th rebound.
Out low. Hands off to Jeng. Shot clock at 5.
Oh, beautiful.
Got past Bairstow. Off the window. It misses. Loose ball falls to Weeks. Adams misses everything. Second chance.
That's really good.
Got in deep that time and draws a foul.
Good from Josh Adams there, not settling. Galloway, you highlighted Corey. He's got a promising future ahead of him, but what he does really well, his length, his athleticism. And then just steps into this one, can stretch the floor.
Any big guy that can block and rebound on one end and stretch the floor on offense has a bright future.
Absolutely, going to get plenty of opportunities.
Josh Adams, top 10 in the competition, points per game. And we've spoken about him a lot, has made some good adjustments as this season's gone on. That Band-Aid's still on his lip. And it's hanging in there.
Come on, Josh, just pass the ball back to the referee.
Giving his team time to set up on defense.
Well, it didn't work because they'd broken the trap. Low squeezes it home.
That's what you have to do. Break the pressure and attack. Get the easy ones.
Back to a 3-point game. Adams guarded by Bark. Blows past him. Look out!
That defense, that's a training drill, that. Just turn the corner. Everything opened up. Dan Schmier, that's what he's talking about on the defensive end, a breakdown.
No weak side help.
Let's have a look at this.
Comes off the screen, and
I think he's talking to Galloway on the screen, saying, and that's what Rasmus Bark's talking about as well, saying, what are we doing on the screen? They both just...
That's not good footage.
It's a matador. Just waving it. And here we go, and we'll get out the way last second. And you mentioned it's not really the help's fault. If you don't have anything to slow down the ball, doesn't matter where the help defense is, it's going straight down the hill.
Randall thought he was fouled. Official said no thanks. Bark called for a foul reaching in. New Zealand's second of the period.
This is where it's hard for New Zealand, but might have missed one down there where it looked like Randall was a bit of contact. What you don't want to do is double down at the other end, either give up a dunk or just a quick silly foul out of frustration. Still only down 5, and they haven't been, besides Jeng, and haven't been great. So a long way to go in this game. Just got to hang in there every single possession.
Dan Shamir, the Breakers coach, has called a timeout. They're down 5.
Keep playing right. 40 fucking minutes. Okay, attacking and going. That's fucking great private. That is not acceptable. You're playing great block. He's there on time. You were late. Switch the goddamn fucking.
Oh, we'll get out of that one.
We might just leave Dan there for now.
What I love about
it, steam coming out of his ears.
And he's talking about Galloway on the screen. Yes, you're doing good by getting the blocks on the help side, but if you're going to switch this ball screen, which Rasmus Bark thought it was, you've got to do it quick. And again, I love that Coach Moody, assistant coach, coming across and just saying, look, hang in there. You had a couple of good things, then a couple of breakdowns. We need to be solid. They need everybody to be solid. And all those things on the defensive end is they can control. They can't control the injuries. They can't control that they're over here for the entire season, 2 years in a row. They can't control the COVID breaks they've had, but what they can control is their effort and their attention to detail of what they're trying to do on the defensive end. That's what Dan Shamir is basically highlighting there.
So, Pete, let me ask you something.
Please.
With your team basically on the road for the last 2 seasons, how do you judge Dan Shamir's performance? Like, is it fair to actually judge it? Because who, under these circumstances, could do better?
Well, that right there, that's the big asterisk to it. And, of course, you will be judged no matter what, because that's just what you face right now. This is how to get through it. And I think it goes for him. It goes for all the players as well. Unless you're in the environment, especially 2 years in a row, to be apart from family. And nobody, unless you've been in this situation, will ever really understand it.
That's right.
Even pro athletes now, opposition teams say, look, I could imagine how hard that would be. Had long road trips. You and I have been part of long road trips where you need an escape from basketball, which you don't have. You're always immersed by it. And that escape is family, that escape is friends. It might be fishing, it might be golf, all these other things which could take there from Rob Lowe. You can still do in pieces, but ultimately you're going back to a hotel room to see your coach again, to see all the players again, watch some film again.
You don't get a break.
There's no break. And you times that by having to have Christmas with your family and friends over FaceTime. So be it, all those holidays for 2 years in a row. No doubt how tough it would be.
And with that,
Adams from deep, that's going to be out of play.
And with that explained, he deserves to be here for the next 1-2 years.
Coach Mir?
Yep.
Well, and I was so high in the roster they put on the offseason, and when I was speaking to all the Breakers players media day in the preseason, the vibe that I got from them was they were ready this year. Yep. They had the talent there, everybody's there. They had the vision of, okay, we're going home to spend the second half of the season at home. So we'll get a couple of wins here, and then everything just hit in a horrible order. They had COVID. They were the first team to go through COVID. They lost stars to injuries early. Then they got the press conference from New Zealand that it won't be going home. So imagine how flattening that is. Then they go through COVID again. Some players got COVID twice already in this season. And then more injuries now. It's just everything out of their control. But as I highlighted there, what you won't make an excuse for is they can control their energy, their effort, their attention to detail. All of that is why Dan Shamir is getting upset right now.
No, I think you've explained that well. And it's a fair question to ask. But I think in the interest of fairness, I don't think we can fully judge Dan Shamir as a coach, can we, based on the last 2 years?
Would be unfair.
McVeigh thought about the 3-ball. Adams guarded by Galloway. Top past him and stripped. Nice hands from Sieber.
That's why he leads the competition in steals. It's going to be a technical foul. Josh Adams not happy. Payne Stevens got quick hands. Leaves his...
Replay will tell the story, Pete, but at first glance, this looked clean.
Well, it did. Peyton Seaver right there, and maybe not.
Maybe not.
He got the right thumb, right hand of Josh Adams, but he always does that, comes in, and absolutely. Has every right to be upset with that one. But again, there's no point in doubling down. Yes, they missed that. Get your point across, say, look, there's all hand in that. Doubling down with a tech foul isn't going to help the situation.
Siever has 3 points in the game, all from free throws so far.
And there's another thing. Now he's gone to the free throw line and then knocked one down. He's 0-4 from 3.
Still to come tonight, Melbourne take on the Brisbane Bullets at Melbourne Arena. John Cain Arena, I should say. And a triple header on Sunday Hoops. Siever guarded by Kenyon. Back into the team. Matt Kenyon after missing the last 2 with a hand injury. Randall jumps out.
Good job on the old boards. Not giving up on that play. Unlucky to finish that, but he goes to the line for 2 and has a chance to tie it up. Very unsuccessful trying to get a charge, which we see the teamwork and sportsmanship, which we love to see between both teams.
There's Kyron Galloway. In his second season here in the Hungry Jacks NBL, he and his brother Jalen, who is doing some nice things with the Sydney Kings, was also on national duties in the last couple of weeks with the Boomers.
Hottest team in the NBL.
Boomers.
And Kings.
I think we're going to see a lot of the Galloway boys for a long time to come in this league, hopefully. Jason Randall makes the second.
Tied this game up. Break has been good. Both ends. So they tied the game up. 29 apiece, and they're 0 of 10 from the 3. Gone to the free throw line 10 times, knocked out 9 of those. So again, it's not rocket science. 3 ball's not working unless they're wide open, but attack can put some heat on the rim and getting some foul calls and got on the strike.
And McVeigh muscles his way in.
Great take, had the mismatch.
Low at the other end. Cuts through the Tasmania D. That's a nice possession from the Breakers.
Pick and roll offense is something that has looked really good for them over the last few weeks. Good screen and slip out of it. Josh Majette was trying to just sneak around it, so Rob Lowe, as soon as he saw Majette try and avoid it, quick little roll, good pass from Seaver, easy 2.
They're putting great, tough defense.
We're about to head into the JackJumpers timeout with Coach Scott Roth.
We find our shape. We got to keep the ball moving. I know you got a small. The ball's over here. We can't post you. You got to be there. The ball will find the mismatch. Let's go 1 down to punch it back inside. So Mikhail, asking Jack, you're going to set the screen. Mikhail, you're underneath. Jet's coming off. We're going to hit. Look for the switch. And JA's coming out of the corner on the skipping in. All right? We got to finish this 4 minutes up. We're sloppy. We got to get together. Look for our 20s, too, in transition, and 40 goes, all right? Together, 1, 2, 3, together.
31 apiece. 4 minutes remaining in NBL Indigenous round over both round 14 and 15, celebrating and acknowledging Indigenous culture across Australia and New Zealand. Every team is going to wear these amazing special uniforms designed by local Indigenous artists like the New Zealand strip that you're seeing there. And the incredible looking jerseys are available now to purchase at the NBL store. May as well just go and buy one of each.
Oh,
they all look so good.
They're fantastic. Favourite round of the year by far. And when you do go buy your jersey, make sure you read up on just what it is all about. Every story is so unique and so special to what it is all about. There's Payton Seaver again. Oh, McIntosh has to put that in the air.
Now Randall put it back in. Breakers in front.
Now look, Jack McVeigh might not be one of the best athletes in the NBL, but he's got Payton Seaver on him. You've got to throw the ball up. Jack McVeigh uses height to go get it.
And that is a tough pass that got caught. Yeah, you got to throw that up. Payton Seaver, steal, leaves the break.
There's McIntosh drawing a foul on Seaver. His second. It's now 3 breakers with 2 fouls. And Finn Delaney has 3.
Seaver only has 3 points, but he has 5 assists. He's finding his teammates. 2 steals as well.
I've been really impressed with Mikhail McIntosh's growth.
What's he put it down to?
Well, opportunities won, but it came before that when Will Magno was playing. He had the tap on the shoulder from Scott Roth about 4 weeks ago. Didn't really do a whole lot straight after that, but then slowly just started to find out where he could have success in the league. And I think that was a bit of bully ball. He was starting to use his size, put the ball on the floor.
And he's found ways to stay out of foul trouble.
Oh, well, that's crucial.
Early in the year, it was just couldn't get a handle on staying out of foul trouble. That's a real good pass again to Lowe. They're turning Lowe into the scorer. And technically, you would live with Lowe getting off before a Payton Seaver.
Well, you would, but he's not only is he putting some points on the board, he's making some good decisions there. So Scott Roth's got to have a thing at half time. Do we want to keep making Rob Lowe the decision maker on that short roll? But you're right, you live with that rather than potentially Payton Seaver turning the corner just on Randall.
Or you know why? You can match 2s all night. Payton Seaver start hitting those 3s, it opens up his defense, and then you're at his mercy. That's why they're taking the ball out of his hands.
That's why how crucial that Finn Delaney 3 fouls, because Finn Delaney plays really well off when somebody else has got it at the high post. He reads whether he spots up or can cut.
McIntosh missing out with the 3, which he's had some issues with this season.
Well, that's a long 2, so that's not going to go towards the percentage. So in the end, you're happy with that?
23% is still 23%. Low cross-court pass. Jeng in the corner. Hasn't scored since quarter time.
Dan Shamir.
Dan Shamir.
That's why. And you wonder why everyone is, why is Dan Shamir wear sneakers? Did you see how quick he got up and down that sideline? And it look, to be fair, it looked like there was a lot of contact there on Rob Lowe. Clint Steiner was with the box out and...
What's him in the corner?
Well, he started with a face guard, Clint Steiner, which is normally where the fouls always come from. If you face guard on a box out... And he gets there so quick.
He's active. He's quick.
Well, you wouldn't be that quick in loafers, would you? That's the whole point of wearing the sneakers.
You maybe would fall with them.
Oh, that's another point.
He's a walking tech foul at the moment, Dan Shamir.
Well, he doesn't walk.
Well, he's a running tech foul. He's a human tech foul.
And again, Rob Lowe sold in the end, but when you start with Clint Steiner with his face fronting, there they are. By the end of the season, he'd have to have more than one pair. There's no way those soles stay fresh. He'd be getting through that sole.
Well, they're not the old man shoes that Brian Goorjian told us the other night that he's wearing, the Hokers.
We put the Kobe's. There was no Kobe's last year a couple of times, Gorge. Gorge can wear whatever he wants. Gorge can wear Birkenstocks on the sideline.
Totally. Daniel into the corner for Adams. Pulls up. Jumps out.
And he lived with that as the breakers. Long contested 2s.
So we approach 2 minutes before half-time. Shot clock at 9 for Randall. He's thrown it away. And the Jets got Steindl. Extra pass. McDaniel to Adams. No good.
Can't buy one. And Jeng played that perfectly. The way he could try and slow down Majet and then close out to Clint Steindl was excellent transition defense.
The foul there on Tasmania.
I think that was a make-up call because they missed one just before. When Rob Lowe was going to set a screen, McIntosh just shoved him into it. That's what got Dan Shamir up and about.
Even when he's getting a foul, he's still not happy about it.
One of the most ridiculous no calls I've ever seen. Okay? That you call the technical. Yeah, that was a backstop by
So Rob Lowe on the free throw line has 11 points today. Has 11 points in total for the season. Has 12 in the game. Absence creates opportunity.
Exactly, and no Wetzel. Delaney with 3. Peyton Sieva's target as far as interior is Rob Lowe, and he gives burgers.
Code word is Taz. That should be an easy one for Jack Jumpers fans to remember.
Taz with an S.
Yes. Daniel couldn't score from underneath. Randall had an option in the corner, and Galloway, that's a fresh area.
Well, teams combined 2 of 24 from outside. Jack Jumpers are yet to hit one, and over the last 3 games, last 2 rounds, Jack Jumpers have averaged the most 3-point field goal attempts in the league at 36 threes taken per game, and at the highest clip, 43.5%. Let me shoot the lights out. There's bully ball from McIntosh. The rest of the league over that span just taking 26 a game at 34%. So there's a reason why the Breakers are hanging around. Jack Jumpers just can't hit a shot from outside.
It's just good ball movement. Like Coach Ruff said, the ball will find a mismatch, and it sure did. McIntosh up to 10 points. 3 of 5 from the field in 9.5 minutes.
Jack Jumpers lead by 1, coming off a loss on Monday to Perth by 11 points. New Zealand the following night went down by 15 to Illawarra. The Jack Jumpers 6th this season, 7 wins, 9 losses.
It's hard to now get a read on the Jack Jumpers. I think Scott Ross done a fantastic job in creating this culture of a we, and not just the players, the whole organisation. Again, it's going to be the way they play, how they get the fans involved with their energy, is all going to change as soon as they lost Will Magnay.
For sure.
He is their foundation on which everything of that is built in terms of coming across for blocks, help side defence, the pick and roll coverage. All of that changes when you lose the big fella.
Will?
He looks after that hair a bit nicely there too, Will Magnay.
I think he's had a shave in the last couple of weeks too. He was going with some facial growth for a little while there.
He's out for another 2 or 3 weeks reported, which is just really tough. I thought he started to turn a corner individually. He started to play really well.
Very interesting final minute of this first half. Tasmania 2-0 in the season series against New Zealand. Randall. He's had his struggles from the field, but that goes.
Tough baseline, mid-range hit off the dribble. He's up to 6 points in this one.
Steindl feeds McIntosh with a mismatch. Siva fell over. McIntosh played through it.
It's a good no call.
There's a mouse in the house. That's bully ball. That's what McIntosh is going to do. And if you're Peyton Siva, you want to try and time it so that on the second time you get hit, you take the one through the chest. Referees are more likely to let it go as soon as you take the first bit of contact and go down.
Breakers lead by 1. They can expand on that in this last play. Beautiful pass, Siva for Jing. On the halftime buzzer.
That's what Peyton Siva can do, struggling to shoot the ball, but a little crossover. And Jing's been fantastic in the first half. And for as poor as the Breakers were at times, got themselves a lead going into halftime.
They've had to do it the hard way without Finn Delaney for most of this game. They've been navigating Chasson Randall, Peyton Siva and Rob Lowe with 2 fouls each. They lead by 1 at half-time in a situation where they've been searching for any sort of small mercies and anything that they can smile about. This is a live opportunity
for New Zealand, who lead by 1 at half-time. Let's get to Stewie.
Yeah, join with Peyton Seaver. Peyton, look, a great first half of basketball with you guys. I mean, you're fighting through such adversity, life on the road, injuries. You must be proud of the way the group's travelling right now.
I am. It's a great atmosphere here for the JackJumpers, so big shout out to them. But we know our backs against the wall, so we came in, we fought with a lot of heart in the first half, but second half's going to be key for us. That's where we gave up a lot of our leads.
Yeah, the on-ball at the top of the key's working really well. That penetration, Dan was really keyed in on that at quarter time. What's the secret to beating this JackJumpers team in the second half?
Well, we just got to continue to share the ball and knock down shots, but really it's our defense. We got to do a better job of our switching defense. We got to do a better job of hitting the glass. They're getting a lot of open looks that they're just missing. We know they're a hot team, so we got to limit those in the second half.
All the best in the second half,
mate.
Well done.
Peyton Seaver with Anthony Stewart. It's the Breakers who lead by 1 at half-time. We're back to have a chat about it next in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
engravings that we have in our special places around the coast and inland across Lutruwita are known as some of the most ancient artwork in all of the world. And they're quite beautiful images and very representative of Aboriginal culture and one of the oldest continuous cultures in the world. We still visit these sites, we know these images, we're very connected to them, so they're highly recognisable by Aboriginal people. And by utilising these images and sharing these stories, we hope that non-Aboriginal people start to understand, become knowledgeable and value the beautiful ancient history that Lutruwita has. It goes back over 60,000 years. I did a little bit of kind of research around the Jack Jumper and the stories that I wanted to incorporate into the image. So we have a lot of circular kind of shapes. We have the mounds that are represented, but we also have a storyline. So the journey of the Jack Jumper through the design. And it's represented by the smaller kind of images that are not circular, that weave in and around the whole kind of design and take you out on the country.
Fantastic. It's half-time in the Hungry Jacks NBL, all part of Indigenous round over, both round 14 and round 15. We're on Lutruwita land today for the game and Launceston between New Zealand and Tasmania. Breakers lead it by 1 at the half.
Well, back and forth. I mean, tale of two quarters. When you look at it, the New Zealand Breakers just hung around. And when the Jack Jumpers aren't making threes, that's when they struggle. If they're knocking down threes at a high rate, if they can knock down double-digit threes, normally they're in a position to win the game. Right now, they're yet to get on the scoreboard from outside. We'll see what happens in the second half.
Let's take a look at our highlights from the opening half so far, Corey. To be honest, and the scoreline tells the truth, no team's really broken the game open so far. 39-38. Here are some of the highlights. Usman Jeng, we'll talk about him shortly, but he's probably been the biggest highlight of the lot.
Indeed, he has 13 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists in a game where there's scouts in the building and in the country looking at you. His draft stock is going up after this half, the performance he put on this half.
Rob Lowe the other. Pete, let's talk about Rob Lowe, who coming into this game, as we take a look at that big block there from Kyron Galloway, but Rob Lowe had barely been seen. He was averaging a couple of minutes a game and only scored 11 points for the season. He has 12 at the half.
Well, no, he's been great. Again, this is what the Jack Jumpers are living with. With Yanni Wetzel out, we know Peyton Seaver and Randall are going to be their two main threats with Jeng. Jack Jumpers are saying, look, we're going to let Rob Lowe beat us. And right now he is. He's got 12 points. He's got 4 rebounds. He's making some good things happen. But look at the all-round stats of Usman Jeng. This is what we've all been waiting to see, sort of a breakout game, playing with confidence. He's been terrific, shooting at 50% from the field to 13 points. He's getting on the glass. He's got 3 assists as well, and to go with the steal. McIntosh has been good, picking up where he left off over the last couple of weeks. And right there, 3-pointers from both teams, but also the Jack Jumpers, who have been shooting the lights out. And again, when they went on that 4-game winning streak, they were making 12, 13, 14 threes, and then hit 22 threes in that record. So all of 11, no surprise that they're down at the half, having not made a 3.
Corey, we know the scouts are watching. We know the scouts are in the country right now from the NBA, taking a look at a lot of players in this league. A couple we're going to see in the next game as well. But Usman Jeng, it's a good time to be playing good basketball. Back into the team today for the New Zealand Breakers. Has 13 points at halftime, and as Pete said, has been everywhere.
Yeah, it's a great look when the coach believes in you. Also, like you said, they're shorthanded. Yanni Wetzel out. Finn Delaney with 3 fouls in the first half. So he has an opportunity to get more touches, more time, and he's delivering. 50% from the field, 4 of 8, 13 points. He's rebounding the ball well, and he's also has 3 assists, and he's shooting the ball from the land of plenty well. I just love the confidence that he's playing in, and he's playing at a nice pace, too. Shows a bit of the floater game. Looking good.
Well, it's hard to look too much at the actual draft boards that get thrown out there because, again, a lot of it, there's a lot of movement. I'm pretty sure he dropped a bit and then went up without even playing because he was sitting out with it. But it takes a game like this where all of a sudden NBA teams, NBA scouts are like, hang on, this is the Usman Jeng we're looking at potentially drafting. And from all reports, I had a chat with somebody who said the Toronto Raptors said basically if they can get 2 first-round picks, no matter what happens with Jeng in this NBL season, they're taking him with one of those picks. So that's just how high certain NBA teams are on him. And that's why you have a game like this. The rawness of his game is still mature. The length is there, the athleticism's there. It's all about slowly putting it together. He's so young. He's
a baby.
He's got so long to go.
Yeah.
So much growth to get into his body, to still understand the game where he can be successful. And right now, this is what every team wants to see.
He's only a few points off a post on Corey's Instagram as well. He's playing good basketball at the moment. The Breakers lead by 1, 39-38 at halftime. We're back in the third quarter after this from the Silver Dome. ready to go for the third quarter. On a Saturday night doubleheader here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Coming up next, Melbourne take on New Zealand. Before we get there, though, the crossover will take you through all the news both here and abroad. And then United and the Bullets. We start this third quarter. What needs to improve? Well, that needs to improve. What else needs to improve for Tasmania, Pete?
Well, you've got to knock down some shots, but if it's not there, really the wide open ones, try and put some more heat on the rim. The foul trouble. Finlay's got 3 fouls. What can you do to try and go out and pick up a 4th one, and then everything else just try and get towards the rim, like the Breakers are? That's where they had success. Got to the free throw line 13 times in the first half. And credit, 15 times. The JackJumpers got there 13. So both teams are filling it up from the free throw line.
It's Fabian Krislovic. Starting in the absence of Will Magnay. McVeigh tees one up. Offensive rebound by Kenyon. McVeigh scores over the top of Jeng.
Really nice touch with his left hand when he gets that low. But offensive rebound, that won't make Dan Shamir happy.
Here he has had 11 in the first quarter. Usman Jeng, his best quarter here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. The next start. Got an ultra-aggressive mindset today. Lowe gives the Breakers another look at it. Seaver kicks it out to Randall. Got it.
I mean, just great penetration right there. The defense come over to help. Easy kick. Bucket.
That's what happens when you're a little bit out of position like Josh Adams was. He wasn't on the help to show his body. So Peyton Seaver made a move, but Josh Adams had to sprint all the way across and left Randall wide open.
McVeigh worried out of those points.
Peyton Seaver up to assist number 7. It's just finding his teammates. He unable to hit any field goals yet in this game. 0 of 6, and Randall breaks down the D.
See, look at that mismatch. You got Kluzovic guarding Seaver, and Josh Adams was basically holding the jersey originally of Jason Randall. Saw that Seaver made the left to right crossover, sprinted to try and put out the fire, but you're too late, and Seaver's going to be too good of a passer to make that simple pass across at the right time.
Jet almost came up with it and has whistled for a foul. That'll be his second. Half-time bench points, a fascinating stat. New Zealand just 3 points off the bench in a half of basketball. Tasmania 28.
You're not going to get too many off the bench right now for the Breakers. They don't play the bench. They're playing 7 guys.
Randall dropped it off for Lowe. They almost lost it. Jeng open. Not that time. Jet feeds McVeigh with his back to the basket. Shot clock down to 7. The Jet from long range. Offensive rebound, McVeigh.
Good energy by McVeigh early in this one. Goes to the line for 2. Yang right there got to do a better job boxing out.
McVeigh just filling up the offensive boards. And there you go, same thing. Dan Shamir.
You don't rebound, you come sit down next to me.
Exactly right, you don't box out. All those little things. As we said, they've got excuses galore which are warranted and fair.
Yep.
But so much they can control, and it's the energy and effort. And this is the little thing that Jeng has to learn and grow with. Okay, the opportunity's there for me on the offensive end, but I still have to be solid on the defensive end. Peyton Seaver, that's a very bold shot to take when you're 0 of 6 from the field. There's no rebounders down there.
Man. And the Jet.
I'm telling you, those rims are tight.
None from 5. Randall. For his second 3 of the quarter. This Lowe. He's done some heavy lifting this afternoon.
Sure has.
Out of bounds that time.
12 points, 5 rebounds.
Last season only played the 17 games. Rob Lowe went home for the birth of his son.
as you can understand. Stayed with his family in New Zealand. Part of the Tall Blacks team that was recently in the World Cup qualifiers.
They look good.
They did.
Look very good.
Tom Vodanovic played some big minutes.
Leon Brewster as well.
Yeah. McVeigh throws that one away.
Everybody right now thinking, look, let's take the ball back out at halfway and let's start this third quarter again.
Yes. And Delaney, 3 fouls to his name. Was taken out with 3 minutes and 17 to play in the first quarter. Did not play any further part in that first half.
So Matt Kenyon's there, getting in the defensive lane.
Nice take from Randall with the left hand.
That's tough. He's starting to roll a little bit here, just on Randall.
It's the Jack Jumpers out, the Breakers, I should say, out by 3. Krislovic. That won't count either.
Oh, 15 from the 3.
I know they're
happening out there in that perimeter.
Pools has highlighted some of their shooting stats in recent weeks from a positive, Corey, but at none for 15, when do you start to put that away?
And that's the thing. These guys are such a team that relies so much on the 3. It's hard to put it away.
Without Magno.
Without Magno.
Yeah.
Well, it is. Right now, Scott Rothby. Yeah, the emergency button, where you never really want to press unless it's an absolute emergency. You know, I would say that basically says Clint Steiner was the only one who can have a couple more opportunities. His career has shown enough that you give him whatever 3 ball he wants. Again, you still want to make it, if it's a wide open, if it's a good one, so someone's got to attack the rim, cause the help, and then it's a kick out, and maybe one more. Those are the ones you have to keep taking. It's the ones in transition, it's those heavily contested ones that right now, just got to put that away.
Delaney lost the ball. Kenyon stripped him of it. And Majed lays it up. His first points of the night. Brings it back to 1, the difference. Jeng pulls the trigger. It's missing by a considerable margin.
Just not a good look. I know the shot clock's running down, but if you've got Josh Adams, you don't think you can take Josh Adams off the dribble, just kick to someone else who has a mismatch. And it'll be interesting to see who this foul is on. So it's called on Jeng. I think Finn Delaney put his hand up straight away saying, challenge that, I didn't touch him. Now, the foul is on Jeng for a blocking foul. Have another look here, and contact's there. So Finn Delaney straight away saying, challenge, didn't touch him. And again, if that was called on Finn Delaney, and Dan Schmier does challenge it, and Finn Delaney does not foul, even though the fact of Jeng actually fouls, they still win the challenge because you're challenging what the call was. But it was on Jeng, so the last 15 seconds I just spoke, you can forget about it.
I enjoyed it.
Well, we're not enjoying 3 of 33 from outside.
No. Been an angry little person tonight, Dan Schmier. His team are up 1 though. McIntosh crosses over and gets into the paint. That's what he does well.
In a groove.
Oh, he's enjoying himself. Might have copped a little corky.
Up to 16 points, 6 of 8. Putting heat on the rim and finishing.
And that's what we highlight down the other end of the break. As the shot clock running down, you don't have to just settle and say, look, I'm going to take this 3 ball. Because again, you can't really get in trouble for a bad shot on the shot clock. That's a good look from Finn Delaney. You throw the ball to the short roll, they all collapse. And then again, so if you're going to sit there to ready to tee off, the other thing you can do is, as soon as that ball goes to the high post, someone's going to attack the hoop. Might get a layup, or what it might do is draw the defense away, and whoever's got the ball at the high post gets open for a layup.
Cedar left it behind.
McDaniel comes up with it. Offensive foul, though. Nice positioning from Bark.
Slide your feet, beat him to the spot without fouling. That's just good defense.
There is the Breakers coach.
Here we go. When we break the deadlock shooting. Steindl checking into the game.
Well, if Clint can't, no one can.
That is a fact.
Well, if Clint Steindl gets an open one, can't do it for us. Anthony Stewart's going to have to put a jersey on and just let one fly for us.
He'd still be getting them up, wouldn't he, Stewie? That is the definition of a sharpshooter, that man.
It's just great on-ball pressure, which leads to a turnover.
Steindl for three. Not that time. Nice hustle, McDaniel.
Still warming up, Stewie.
Got it well off the rim. And play through Steindl again, and Jang has been whistled for another foul. That'll be his third. He looks perplexed.
Didn't look like there was a whole lot in that one. But again, you mentioned McIntosh. So often we see point guards, whether Peyton Seaver's tired or he's getting pressured full court, kick it to the four-man as they bring the ball up. McIntosh didn't let Finn Delaney breathe. Ended up causing the turnover.
Let's get down to Stewie. Do you think you'll be able to knock one in for us, Stewie?
Well, guys, I've been giving this some thought. I mean, I know there's no real shooters on the panel tonight on the commentary, but seriously, shooters have got to shoot, so I want to see these Jack Jumpers keep putting them up. It's got to change here in a minute.
I'm not sure whether we laugh or be offended by that.
I've got nothing to say. Because a good pass there from Peyton Seaver.
No, he's speaking truth, isn't
well,
he?
Definitely. Without doubt.
I think he got the better of us when I was playing NBL1 in the semi-finals one year.
Shot clock at 6 for Majet. He'll pull up. He's a man that'll keep shooting, regardless of the situation.
But again, there's still 7 seconds left on the shot clock. You've got time to put the ball on the floor, have another crack at getting past someone, and maybe giving a wide open one to somebody else by drawing help. Everyone's just falling in love with just trying to break the deadlock. Let's try again. Peyton Seaver now 0-6 from outside. We've already seen he's had success with putting the ball on the floor.
Jared Bairstow back into the game. Let's take two. Galloway followed him in and said, no, sir.
Great rim protection by Galloway. That's the second block of the night. They're not putting it away.
Oh, my. Oh, this is without fathom. This is unfathomable.
He's keeping an eye on Usman Jeng in back play as well. We'll get to that in a second. Majet tees it up. McDaniel knocks that out of bounds.
What's the record for missed threes? And
this is not what we want to see for any player in the league, but certainly for one of our young stars.
I think he was saying he was cramping. He was trying to get Scott Roth to see if Scott Roth... Come on, coach. Just give him a little stretch here. Keep an eye on Jeng, and just a little cramped up. You can see it just started a little bit. And
yeah, it just cramped.
That's right. He hasn't played for so long, and he's coming out and playing bulk minutes here. Now, I'm not sure whether he's too fond or knows too much about the pickle juice, because he's about to find out.
Have you drunk it before?
No, never will.
Corey?
No, I have not.
Yeah, you're not going to gargle it like Ty Webster did last year.
There you go.
we go.
A little bit.
What's the facial expressions here?
Well, I know plenty. We'll play with Cassaway. Cassaway drinks it. Take the whole thing.
Drop a little...
Trying to get back on the court, logging the minutes.
Maybe we'll drop a little shot of vodka in yours, Corey. See if that gets you through.
Because you'd assume that if it's just a gargle, then really it's more of a placebo effect in your brain trying to tell you something. But everyone I've played with who's taken it has drank it properly like a drink and then gone straight back out there. But I think Ty Webster was the first one I saw use it as a gargle.
Just blowing bubbles with it. Low hands off for Seaver. Now back to Low. Offensive rebound by Delaney, and one.
Oh, Finn Delaney Again, look how good they are when they get that ball screen, get it to Rob Lowe. Had the little floater hook shot that didn't go, but Findalani was there to get on the offensive glass. Even there, you can see how tight that rim is. That thing is not moving. As soon as that ball goes on there, like a pinball machine.
He makes the extra. Biggest lead in the game for Tasmania has been 5. New Zealand's biggest lead has been 3. So it gives you an indication how much of a slog this game's been. No team's been able to really get any sort of separation.
And the Kukutar from just on Randall there. At this rate, I'm not sure what will come first, a made 3 or a wicket in the cricket.
Oh. What I think Tasmania need to do is run the ball, run the offense, and get Mikhail McIntosh the ball in that post area and let him work.
In the high post area, exactly right. That's where he likes to play bully ball. So if you get side to side where you can get maybe a mismatch, Findalani is going to use his body pretty well. That's what he is good at. But it gets some sort of mismatch where it's not Findalani, unless Mikhail McIntosh go to work. Clint Steindl taking the red too. But you live with that once again, putting some pressure on the rim.
There'll be a block on Weeks, who wasn't in position. Tasmania's 4th of the quarter. Take another look here. In fact, that was the Jack Jumpers' 5th, my apologies. So that will be free throws for the Breakers now.
Randall has been solid this evening. 11 points, 22 minutes, 4 of 9 from the field.
Made his debut when the two teams played in round 4, and then had to wait a little bit for his next opportunity here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. This is only his 5th game of the season.
Been solid tonight.
He's had to be. He's actually been one of the 3 players to knock down a 3. Jock Perry comes into the game.
He's also 4-4 from the free throw line with 4 rebounds.
Well, there's one positive. Both teams shooting over 85% from the line. 18 attempts from the Breakers, 15 for the Jack Jumpers. So, not rocket science. Somehow get to the free throw line, you can put some points on the board in this game.
45 seconds before 3/4 time. Weeks crosses over. Out for Perry, who can shoot the 3 ball.
Oh. I mean, you knew it was going to happen. The big fella, development player, 7-footer, steps into the game. I don't know what the big deal is, fellas. It's that easy. 1 of 19.
He's only 1 of 7 in the season coming into tonight, but he is a better shooter than that. We saw him in the NBL Blitz, Pete, a couple of times. Knocked down some deep 3s. That's a good finish from Randall.
Tough finish.
You just absolutely knew that he was going to be the first one to knock one down for Tasmania.
Nice mid-range hit, breaking the defense down 1-on-1.
9 seconds. Shot clock switched off. Ball in the hands of McIntosh. Gets in deep. He misses. Galloway got it away.
Need that backboard, Galloway.
The Breakers lead by 3 at 3/4 time, searching for win number 5 in the Hungry Jacks NBL season. We'll come back with the final quarter after this from the Silverdome. Some of the colour from the three-quarter time at the Silver Dome, led by the local Tasmanian Aboriginal people, and Dave Goff leading the way this afternoon. All part of our celebration of Indigenous round here in the Hungry Jacks NBL across both rounds 14 and 15, celebrating and acknowledging Indigenous culture and the Māori culture of New Zealand. Breakers lead by 3, but Pete, it doesn't. This game doesn't feel clear-cut or defined at all. It feels like it might just be one individual that could break it open.
Well, if there's no scoreboard, you probably think that the JackJumpers are up right now, just the way they played. And credit the Breakers again, just getting more easy looks.
You got to expect in the fourth and final quarter, Finn Delaney to start being more aggressive. He had 3 fouls in the first quarter, which did not allow him offensively to be assertive or really on the court.
Well, you mentioned how they need to put McIntosh in the right spot to succeed. It's the same with Finn Delaney, and he's a guy, Payne Seaver takes one all the way to the hoop. He's a guy that you get him on these quick pick and pops where he slides out, and when he catches it, he's already in his rip motion where he can rip right and get all the way to the hoop. Because McIntosh, he's not going to back down McIntosh. McIntosh is a strong body. But if he catches McIntosh having a show in a ball screen and he's late recovering, Finn Delaney gets to his right hand really strong and then gets layups. And he's really good at finishing downhill. Again, it's just how do we put guys in positions, spots to be successful? And that's one where Finn Delaney can really fill it up.
Perry open. Quite the same stroke as that one late in the third quarter.
Good read there from Sam McDaniel.
Real good read. That was an easy layup.
Again, Payne Seaver, I reckon he can take one more dribble, just try to draw Sam McDaniel towards him. He's got 8 assists. Payne Seaver, 0 of 10 from the field. But still finding ways to have an impact. He's plus 11.
Lowe couldn't finish off. Weeks up ahead, sees a path to the basket, took on Galloway and scores.
Great take. Gets the rebound and pushes it.
Probably had a case for the and one as well, Corey.
Sure did. And nice spin. Cross. Good take. 2 good takes, 2 good stops, and 2 takes by Tasmania. You can see right here. Right down, I dare you lane.
Honestly, it's a good no call because he made the contact with his left arm on Galloway. There's plenty of contact there, but he initiated it with the left. It was a good finish in the end too.
3,532 in the house this afternoon. It's the biggest ever NBL crowd in Launceston. 43rd time in history we played in Launceston. The first game that Launceston has hosted a game for the state team since July of 1983. The Launceston Casino City team beat the Nunawading Spectres, which is well before, well, certainly you and I were born, Pete. Corey, how old were you in 1983?
6?
Yeah.
McIntosh is leading the JackJumpers in scoring. 18 points in 17 minutes. No other JackJumper in double figures. And coach is giving it to the ref.
Sure is. Melbourne and Brisbane to come from John Cain Arena. Before that, the crossover. Part of his Saturday night doubleheader in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Jeng made such a big start to the game. As certainly fatigue setting in for that young man as we get down to Anthony Stewart.
Yeah, guys, we speak about Launceston Casino City. There was a guy born in Ulverston, Ian Davies, that led the Moscow Olympics in scoring. We could do with him tonight, and I think he's still got the NBL record for most threes in a game.
I think you might be right. The stat man Mark Slocum will be all over that. He was a superstar. McIntosh, beautiful finish.
Keep giving him the ball. There's nobody out there that can guard him. Put him into plays where he can be successul.
He's found his role, found his rhythm.
The Jack Jumpers have scored the last 6 and lead it by 3. This is a good patch they're enjoying at the moment, Tasmania.
That's what Corey wanted. Get the ball in McIntosh's hands. He's 70% from the field, 7 of 10, 20 points, and he's 6 of 7 from the free throw line. He's getting whatever he wants.
The only guy in the groove.
He's the only one in double figures. Have a look at the scoring.
Yeah, look at the scoring. Most guys, most nights, Josh is getting it done. Right? Pick each Josh. Which one you want, right? But it's not their night tonight. Go to the next guy who has it going on, and he is in a beautiful groove. 7 of 10 from the field. 18 minutes, 20 points.
(56-53) at the Silverdome. Kyle McIntosh is starting to take this game over. He has 20 points on 7 of 10.
This is the guy that can take the ball off the dribble and finish. Beautiful left hand off the glass. He's just grooving. 20 points, 7 of 10 from the field in 18 minutes. That's the guy you get the ball into his hands in the half court for the Jack Jumpers.
I told you there's 8 minutes to go in the game, and Josh Majette was 1 of 8 with 2 points, and Adams was 2 of 8 with 6 points. And I said that Tasmania are up. You wouldn't believe me. And you look at the...
With no Magnate.
With Will Magnate, it's been McIntosh, 20 points, 7 of 10, and everyone else, I mean, Clint Steiner's got 9, Jared Weeks has got 6. It's been the McIntosh show. And they've needed somebody to step up. Randall and Jeng have both got 15 apiece for the Breakers.
Season high 15 points, Fuzman Jeng. Perry, not shy. That one jumps out. The Breakers could potentially tie it up off this Galloway 3 ball, and they do.
Big knockdown from Galloway. Only man to hit more than 1 from outside tonight. Tie this game up.
7.25 minutes to play. Weeks at the other end. It's raining threes at the Silverdome.
And that's why it's so tough for a team that can shoot threes to just put the 3 in the pocket.
Oh, it's crafty from Jeng.
Nice take by Dieng.
Split the defense to stay balanced, control the ball, and it looked like it was going to spring out. 17 points, 8 rebounds for the next star.
Now Weeks running the point for Tasmania. Galloway changed that shot, and they kick it out to McIntosh up top. That's long. Galloway with his 5th rebound of the night. Jeng baseline. Same spot for Galloway. Not that time. Jack Jumpers lead it by 1. McIntosh.
That's an offensive foul.
Yeah.
There's a left hook there. Trying to get downhill. McIntosh just... First move was good, but the left arm was just hooking. So, Galloway. Little pass fake, and then that's a good look. That's what you got to keep shooting. Well, if you're not going to cut. There's Weeks answering straight back. A turnover here from the Jack Jumpers. McIntosh just got past the first defender and then just tried to keep Peyton Seaver out. Left hand just completely hooked him. Referee was right in front of it.
I think Tasmania need to run the offense and get the ball in his hands when he's in a better position. It's too far out. It's easy for the defense to guard you.
4 wins for the season, New Zealand. They find themselves down 1. Jeng for 3.
Well, Peyton Seaver got away with carry on that. Scott Roth was asking the question.
Daniel turns the corner, blocked. Galloway once again.
4 blocks for Galloway.
Great rim protection by the young fella.
Oh my. Oh, my. Randall.
4 of 27.
Versus 2 of 22.
McVeigh had the mismatch on Seaver. Steindl. Shot clock at 3. For McDaniel. They didn't get it up in time. They gave up a couple of looks there.
Here is Galloway. Took the bump and then still to be able to take that bump from a guard, strong guard in Sam McDaniel, and still go up after that to get a piece of it. He's been good. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 4 blocks.
Timeout call with 5:10 remaining. Just on what Anthony Stewart was talking about a moment ago, the best stat man in the business, Mark Slocum, has shared that Ian Davies, a Tasmanian, holds the all-time record in an NBL game for three-point makes when he made 13 of 24 for the Newcastle Falcons against St Kilda in May 1985. As we take a listen to Scott Roth.
You're the first screener. So you're gonna be the guy that's gonna get clamped. You're the DHO guy, 4 ways. Into the post if they switch. All right? If you have low on you, go attack them and then move the ball. All right? You're a switch. You're a black. But be cautious, all right? Together, 1, 2, 3 together. We got to rebound. Rebound. Hey!
See the fouls there for both teams. Finn Delaney playing with 4. Randall, Jang and Lowe with 3 each for the Breakers. McIntosh and Kenyon with 3 for Tasmania.
Just looking at the box score, Rasmus Barker's played 24.5 minutes and has not attempted a shot. He's got 4 rebounds, 1 assist. And we talk about their struggle shooting the ball.
His role in this team has changed dramatically from last year.
Oh,
he was a spot-up shooter.
Well, it was always going to, in terms of you've got Peyton Seaver, Son Randall, Will McDowell-White when he was out there. But to not attempt a shot in 24 minutes when they've been needing someone to be able to hit something.
Shooting stats last year were 43, 40, 80. Just doesn't have the same opportunity in this Hungry Jacks NBL season.
I'm not saying he's been shying away from it, just hasn't had the chance to get the ball in his hand.
Is that what you were asking for?
He's up to 18.
Silences the crowd at the Silverdome.
This is why they brought him in, Son Randall.
McIntosh gets to work on Galloway, who kept him in front. The Jet top of the key. He's had a tough afternoon shooting the ball. He's not on his own there. Steindl can't knock it down either.
And I'm not sure if that, against Galloway, is where McIntosh is going to have success. It's going to be at the high post where he can get past Galloway and then use his size. Back to the basket. Galloway has already shown that even if you knock him off balance, Payne Seaver goes in and out. He's having a real tough one tonight. But even if you knock Galloway off balance, he's still be able to time and try and disrupt the shot.
Great hustle by the JackJumpers.
Now McVeigh. Big knockdown for Tasmania.
That is a huge hit for a team shooting 3 of 25 from the 3.
That's a big knockdown. Mismatch with Jake McVeigh. We keep saying that someone's got to go past the big fella. He's saying basically that was always going to be there. Jack McVeigh can't give him too much space. He was 0-4 before that. Knocks that one down.
That's a big hit because he could have ripped through and went and got a layup. Jack McVeigh always ready to make a big play.
He's put some energy back in the building. There is the ultimate spark guy, the ultimate energy guy.
Those who've just tuned in for the last quarter, we can promise you this shooting has been going on the whole game. I don't know what you're talking about.
Jason Randall, by the way, new season high 18 points at 15, which is his previous best on Tuesday against Illawarra. He's blocked. McVeigh doing it at both ends. And here comes the JackJumpers.
Majet. Get beyond Delaney. Now McVeigh, shot clock at 3. At that time. Lakers down 1. Seaver, 0 from 12. Nice pass inside for Delaney.
It's a good foul by Steindl. Make him earn it at the stripe. Finn Delaney.
Delaney just grabbed a towel from the floor wipers just to have a quick little get the sweat off the face.
Delaney just 1 of 1 from the stripe. Limited action because of foul trouble. He had 3 fouls in the first quarter. So most of this one he had to sit.
All-NBL second team last season, Finn Delaney. Hasn't quite had the same impact this season, but
He has struggled, and I was really looking forward to, again, why I was so high on the Breakers, is Delaney versus Wetzel to continue to grow, playing off each other. I'm sure it's going to come.
inside 3 minutes to play on Lucha land. McIntosh underneath, fouled, won the count.
Fantastic execution. We talked about the ball finding a mismatch. It started with the screen and great pass, high-low action, easy finish.
And just putting players in a position to be successful. The switch, you got Randall and McIntosh, throw it up where he can use his body. And then up, but not again.
22 points in 23 minutes.
We've got to get some sort of other towels around. We've got to stop using the floor towels.
There's a sponsorship opportunity there, surely. You got any hookups in the towel game, Corey?
I do not.
64-62. Make that 65-62.
McIntosh has been excellent. 23 points on the night. 8 of 12.
Played through Randall in this last quarter. 18 points. Drops it off for Delaney. High arcing three doesn't go.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly right. Again, you've got to get Finn Delaney off or get them to try and do something to get McIntosh in those spots. So, calling for the ball here.
McIntosh rips to the basket, left hand.
Well defended by Finn Delaney. That's what I'm talking about. And that's give credit to the Breakers and Finn Delaney for just staying locked in. Not trying to switch.
Galloway tipped it away from Tasmania, but tipped it out of bounds.
Everything else has been a switch in the half court, and that's where they got caught out with McIntosh. So Finn Delaney taking it upon himself, saying, I'm just going to guard McIntosh one-on-one, and blew that play up.
I'm running the same play again. Finn Delaney has 4 fouls. You got to put pressure on him, and he's guarding the hot hand.
I think just get him a little bit around the elbow, free throw line extended, where, again, you throw the ball to him there, maybe you got Majet running off, trying to get something going. Here's a mismatch here, so throw it. Got to find him. Got Randall on him. He's got to want the ball too. There we go.
All up and in Randall, and takes the charge.
So why is he going out to the three-point line when you have Randall? They did exactly what they should have done. They got Clint Steindl out of there. He's got a plant on the block where all he's got to take is 2 dribbles and rise up. He's having to do too much, and that's on him. He decided to drift out to the three-point line. He's got to know, okay, Clint Steindl's gone. I've got my back to the basket. I've got the size and the strength against Jason Randall. They throw it down to me. I go straight up or one dribble.
Agreed.
Timeout called inside the last 2 minutes, so we won't be listening in. Instead, what we will be doing, Corey, is taking a look at Mikhail McIntosh, who's had a big impact on this game. He's in good form at the moment. His first 13 games, he'd only scored double figures twice. In his last 3 games, he has 21, 15, and 23 today.
Yeah, he figured it out just in time. You know, it's the second half of the season. You guys are in 6th place. You have an opportunity to move up higher. And he stepped up. No Will Magne. He's getting minutes. He's getting opportunity. The team is looking for him, and he's finishing plays. He's getting it done. It's been impressive to watch. 23 points in 25 minutes, 8 of 13. 4 rebounds and a steal.
He's worked it out now.
Except that last play. Besides that, he had. He's now understood where he gets success on this team and against his matchups, and they play small with him at the 5. So in a game like this, he's going to go at Galloway, or even when Rob Lowe was guarding him, try and use his speed and strength. He's been good. Only player for the Jack Jumpers in double figures. Breakers have 2, Randall and Jeng.
It's never easy to beat the same team 3 times.
No.
Not in this league.
And this game ain't over.
Not in any league. It's tough.
Tasmania up 3. New Zealand in possession. Seaver. Shot clock down to 3. Spins. Dumps it out for Randall. Fresh air.
Great defensive possession by Tasmania.
Great rotation on the spin. Peyton Seaver had the spin and looked like he was going to go up with a little floater. All the defense came across.
Jet wants to get into the paint. Threw it up over his head. It almost went.
Call the offensive foul. Wow.
Well, that's what Galloway was asked. Galloway was saying that he was holding his arm. And I think he originally thought the foul was on him. So we'll get another look at it here. And there it is. I think it might have been a little accidental, but Galloway. So we have a look here. Josh Majette, and then hooks him up there. That's a good call.
That's a good call.
It's a really good call.
Wonder whether Scott Roth, in fact, I don't even need to ask that question. Scott Roth is challenging the call. Coach has challenged Tasmania.
Well, it's only, I'm not sure I've ever seen anything like this in terms of getting challenged, but on that baseline angle, the Jet's the one who looks like he closes it, and then I don't think he means something. He's trying to pick up the ball, but he's the one who enforces that lock. Essentially, if you look at a lock like that, but then it might get looked at as though if you're Galloway, you can't have your arm in there. So this one's, you can see it just a little bit, and after that he picks up the ball. So this one right here, so he gets in there, Galloway's arm's in there, and then that little lock close of the elbow, I'm not sure
that's
whether
so
that's
crafty.
It is. So that's why I'm thinking, just because Galloway's arm's in there, might be in a little strife.
But I guess, could Majette argue that as he spun, the arm kind of got trapped, and it's not his fault?
I think that's what they are trying to go with. So
that's a good argument.
And that's what I think is, yeah, because Galloway.
I don't win many normally, Corey.
I'm doing my absolute best to give an excuse on both sides so that I can sit on the fence in this one. Because I am a little confused in terms of exactly what they look at. And it's going to be a tough one with the replay center again. Is that intent there from Majette to just lock up the arm? There you go. So unsuccessful again. Just showed that little action of him trying to hook, even though I think he was probably trying to bring the ball up on the spin. Still showed just that option. Okay, I'm just going to hook your arm into this.
That's that James Harden stuff.
And Chris Paul. That's exactly what that kind of stuff is right there. So this angle right here is the action of, okay, right up there, and I've locked you in. And again, I don't think he was in his mind. I think he was trying to pick up the ball. But that's why the coach's challenge there. It was worth a crack.
Worth a look. Tasmania lose their timeout. Delaney misses from close range.
Again, good one-on-one defense.
Breakers miss a golden opportunity there. A score off this possession might just about put this thing to bed for Tasmania. Majette hits the side of the backboard.
Well, they need a 3-ball to send it into overtime. Well, they've struggled all night.
Receiver off balance. Now they foul.
And Seaver saying that he got some contact and was trying to draw the foul. He's had a tough night. 0 of 13, 0 of 9 from 3.
Well, Dan Shamir does have his coach's challenge.
You can't challenge to add the foul. So for Peyton
No,
Seaver.
that's true.
So there's nothing to go by there. He's complaining, saying, look, there, I got hit. And it should have been a call. That's what he's arguing right now. See if we can have another look at it. Peyton Seaver is not happy at all. So he's saying that he takes a little bit of contact and he just tries to throw the ball at the hoop.
Let's have a look at the replay here, Pete.
So we'll have another look at it. Little in and out, and it's not a whole lot in it. Again, Josh Majette, I think, at the start was thinking, okay, I'm just going to try and slow down the play, and a little bump. The referee's not going to call that in such a big moment. So there is a tiny bit of contact there. So, yeah, okay. But nothing really happens from it. So I think you're going to need a lot more contact in that situation for the referee to call. There's definitely contact there.
So 2.2 seconds left. Tasmania will have the ball. 9 assists tonight for Peyton Seaver. It's the most of any Breakers player this season. Unfortunately, that last possession was far from the ideal one for New Zealand.
Well, I know what he was trying to do, trying to be aggressive. And as soon as he felt the bump, hoping that the whistle was called. But again, with more time on the clock, maybe try and get the ball, have a breakdown when someone gets a good look, rather than have to rely on the referees. It's never what you want to do. You just have to rely on a call from the referees with the game on the line.
2.2 seconds. New Zealand will be looking for a steal or a foul straight away. And they foul Kenyon. Take a little bit of time off the clock. Two free throws coming for the 23-year-old Matt Kenyon. Back into the team tonight after missing a couple with a hand injury.
He's one to ice it.
69% free throw shooter this season.
This game is not over.
Look at the old school Devils jersey right there. How cool is that?
Now it's over.
He iced it.
Over now. JackJumpers. 3 of 27 from 3, and they're going to come away with a win.
Deliberate miss to take care of it. Tasmania had to do it the hard way. They take the show to Launceston and win. 66-62. It was hard fought, but it's one in the win column. They're 8th of the season.
Well, it is. Yeah, and sometimes you just got to win ugly, and that's what they did in this one. Didn't shoot the ball well at all, but managed to dig out a win. Had some big plays when it mattered most. Just got off thanking all the fans for turning out.
Doing a great job down there in Tasmania. Looked like a play of the game.
He was excellent.
Kyle McIntosh. 3rd straight game in double figures.
He's becoming the player that they had hoped he would become, Kyle McIntosh. As Corey said, 23 points, 4 rebounds, and some big minutes and some big buckets in that 4th quarter.
And some big stops down the stretch.
He took up the load with Josh Majette only having 2 points and Josh Adams 6. Kyle McIntosh made it happen. 66-62 the final score. The JackJumpers, after losing 3 of their last 4, are back on the winners list. And they're pretty happy about it as well. We're going to come back and wrap it up after this.
Full time at the Silverdome, and Tasmania get it done 66-62 on the back of 21 points from Kyle McIntosh. They found a way to manufacture a result in the fourth quarter.
But they did. I said sometimes it's just better to get an ugly win, and they did that. And Kyle McIntosh was outstanding the entire game, but made big plays down the stretch. The shooting kind of opened up a little bit in the fourth quarter, and it kind of had to. Son Randall was good for the New Zealand Breakers. They had their chances. They had plenty of them in the end because Tasmania just gave them plenty of opportunities to really take the game and break it open a little bit. Galloway was great as well. Only had 6 points, but had 4 blocks to go with his 6 rebounds. But the whole night was about this man. Got whatever he wanted, to be perfectly honest. When he put himself in the right situation and when the JackJumpers put him in the right situation. 21 points. Steindl had 9 points early, and Randall and Jeng, they were a two-man show in terms of scoring-wise for the New Zealand Breakers, who go down by 4 in a tough one.
They had to do it the hard way, but they got the result that they were after. Let's take a look at the Amy ladder, Corey, and see what this does for the JackJumpers. New Zealand, unfortunately for them, anchored to the bottom of the table. JackJumpers just kind of hang around the mark on 8 wins for the season.
They're hanging around the mark, and I said that they'd have 14 wins. So they're not that far off, and I think they'll get it.
They're getting closer. Coming up shortly, Melbourne versus Brisbane from John Cain Arena. But up next, for all the latest news from here and abroad, stick with us. The gang's set to go with a crossover.
Name a body, that's my type. Air Jordan, I'll take flight. I'm next level, I'm franchise. I'm top tier, I'm that guy. I'm the man of the year. I'm a man with no fear. I think like I'm a shark. The way I move so sharp. I go hard for the team. That's how I play my part. I'm solid like the foundation. I'm dedicated to greatness. I always knew I would win. Now let the games begin. I'm never off my grind.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Amy.
Locker room hype, get ready for the drop.
Yes, hello and welcome to the Amy crossover. So good to have your company. Saturday night hoops, the JackJumpers getting the win over the Breakers 66-62 in Launceston. We're building up towards a massive matchup tonight between Melbourne United and the Brisbane Bullets at John Cain Arena. I'm Drew Jones, that's Marley Biandolo. We've got Kane Pittman and Damon Lowry with us. Yes, it's not Amari Stoudemire. He does have the goggles on. That will all be explained in good time. But gentlemen, before we get into that, a win for the JackJumpers just keeps their seat.